What up, Internet? It's your boy, the notorious B.I.V, baby. How y'all doing? And today, it's time for my Joker review. And I hope this doesn't suck, because I'm not very good at this yet, but, practice makes perfect, right? I gotta practice. So, you're gonna get my Joker review. I am not, in fact, a Red Sox fan, by the way. Just FYI. I'm not really a baseball fan at all. The Joker. I didn't even let my hair dry, because that's how bad I needed to give you the Joker. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, there's a lot to unpack here with the Joker. Unfortunately, it's not even all about the movie. I've got to talk about all the crap surrounding the movie, right? Why? Why do we have to do this? I don't know why. Because we live in friggin' bizarro world. But so, back when the Joker was originally announced, I wasn't really excited about it. It came kind of hot on the heels of Suicide Squad, and I actually, I don't know, a lot of people disagree with me, but I actually kind of liked the Jared Leto Joker. I liked his take. Now, it wasn't perfect, but I just felt like it had potential, right? I think it has potential, and I really still think, if you got Jared Leto again with a decent director, and a good script or whatever, I think that version of the character would actually work. I think it'd be cool. I think there's stuff there we could explore. But anyway, that's unlikely to happen now because, now we've got Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and we've got, Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey is coming out soon, right? So, and she's broken up with the Joker and all that, girl power, yay. So we're unlikely to ever see the Jared Leto Joker again. And, whatever, c'est la vie. A lot of people are probably glad to see him go. At any rate, so I wasn't, really thrilled about this, and then, they said Joaquin Phoenix was going to play the Joker, and I was like, okay. He was going to play Doctor Strange at one point. That was the rumor anyway. And I was like, and when that actually fell through, I was like, okay, good, thank you, because that would have been lame. And so then they were like, oh, and Joaquin Phoenix is going to play the Joker now. And I was like, yeah, okay, maybe. But so I wasn't super thrilled, when it was first announced. And then, so then lately, as it started to take shape, I was like, oh, this might be all right. I might go see it. Looks kind of interesting anyway, right? And then, of course, a few weeks before Joker comes out, we start getting, I don't know, it started with some chick on Twitter going, I don't want to see Joker. Why would I want to see a story about a disgruntled white man who has a bad day and goes on a killing spree? Yeah, right? And it's like, really? And then, of course, the media picks that up, and that's the line, for the rest of, for the weeks leading up to the release. It's all about white males and violence and incels and, on and on. Alt-right, whatever. Seriously? It's a friggin' movie. And honestly, I just wanted to go see a movie. But instead, everything has to be political now, right? Everything's got to be political. It's got to be this big, I didn't even know it was an election year, but apparently, the Joker is running for president against the media for some reason, right? Seriously. So instead of going to see a movie on Saturday, I had to get out and vote, right? I had to go to the theater and vote for the Joker versus the media. Well, I don't know why it has to be that way. I don't know why the media has to pick a fight with a movie. But, I guess we voted, and this is what the media gets, right? Sorry, media, you lose again. Bit of a rant. Apologize. But I didn't start this fight. None of us did. I just want to go see it. I just want to go see a movie. I just want to be entertained. I don't want to, I don't want it to be a friggin' political battle, right? I don't want it going to the movie theater being a political statement. And of course, and it was really irresponsible too how they're all going on about like, oh, this could inspire shootings and this could, oh my gosh, don't go see the Joker because someone's gonna come shoot up the theater, right? Like seriously, I mean, the media was practically willing some incident to happen, and luckily it didn't. But that was like just very, very irresponsible for the media to be like trying to like seriously. They were like they the media wanted a shooter. They wanted a shooting incident. Ah, it's a sick, sick world, my friends. At any rate, I went and saw the Joker. It was good. It was very good. And so it starts out with, and I think they did a very good job of establishing this in the movie at the beginning. It starts out with him, you know, it's very obvious that he's had, not a bad day. Okay, he's had a lifetime's worth of bad days. Okay, um, and so again, that's something the media got wrong. They're all like, oh, white man has bad day, shoots up, goes on a killing spree. Really? Anyway, he's obviously had a lifetime of bad days, and um, you know, and there are like one or two things that are keeping him from just completely losing his mind, right? There's like thing A and thing B that he's like, okay, well, yeah, my life sucks and everything's horrible, but at least A and B, right? It's like, okay, he's clinging to sanity like just by a couple of threads, right? And then those threads get obliterated, basically, right? And then it's like, oh, he's like, then he's gone from there. Um, it made a lot. It makes sense. I think the story was told really well, and so from there, yeah, the acting and the storytelling is insane in this movie. It's so good, insane. I shouldn't say insane, right? It's really good. I mean, there's this one scene towards the end, right? That and I'm not gonna. There are no spoilers in this. Okay, I'm not gonna give any spoilers. And it's a very simple story. That's the other thing I liked about it. I mean, it was very simple. It's just like you know, point A to point B. There's no convoluted weird ass plot. There's nothing like. It's very straightforward. I kind of like the Deadpool movie. I think you could compare it to that, like the first Deadpool. It was just a very simple, like A to B story. Just like not a whole lot to it, but interesting nonetheless and fun. Um, but there's this scene in particular towards the end that I just thought was masterful, right? Um, where he's lost it, and they start this scene, and they set it up perfectly, right? They just have this perfect setup, and then something happens, right? And then but they don't show it. They don't show what happens, right? So like there's this perfect lead up. The acting's amazing in this scene. It's just like it sells the whole scene. There's this lead up to this incident, right? And but you don't see the incident, right? And then you kind of see you see the lead up to it. Something happens, and then you see afterwards, right? You just see like the Joker walking away, and it's like, oh my gosh, like what just happened? And it's like it's so chilling. It was so well done, so incredibly well done. And I just think that's great storytelling. It's amazing. Like you know, I think movies, especially movies are a visual medium, right? So obviously, so they you know a movie has to show you, right? A movie shows you things. It's visual, right? So so when a filmmaker can pull back a little and like restrain themselves from showing everything. Like I just think that's great storytelling. It's just amazing. And and so thinking about this scene, like your imagination just like fills in all the blanks, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like it's so much more effective than anything they could have shown on the screen. So I really loved that scene in particular. It was just like wow, very powerful, very chilling. Um, and and that's another thing, like the media is going on about how gun violence and how horrible and violent this film is. It's not that violent. Like I said, they could have shown that scene, but they didn't. They're like, we're just gonna like let your imagination fill in the blanks, and it was like so much more effective. And the gun, there's like one gun in this movie, okay, and it's not even like a sexy gun. It's like a little snub nose like street revolver, right? It's this piece of crap gun, and it's in like a few scenes, and it's not like it, the gun violence is not glorified at all. It's like you know what I mean. He's not like two fisting some nickel plated automatics, John Woo style, and like walking away with like doves flying off in slow motion in the background, right? That's like seriously, it's not. It's the gun violence is not glorified at all in this, and I do love John Woo movies, by the way. So, but you look at let's look at like a recent movie like John Wick, right? How many people get friggin' shot in John Wick, and no one was where was the media there saying, oh gee, John Wick, it's gonna cause violence, incels are gonna attack. Seriously, how how many incels have shot up places? Like, no one. There aren't incels on the rampage out there. Incels are poor, sad, depressed guys who live in their mom's basement and just have a sad life on the internet. Like, they're not out there trying to kill people and stuff, except in that stupid CSI episode, right? I mean, so I mean, incels. Are you serious? Anyway, um, so there's that scene. So Joker, and and honestly, like you're not. The other thing I really liked about this movie is that the Joker. I think it's a much more accurate portrayal of mental illness than we've ever seen before. Um, well, not that we've ever seen before, but in this type of movie, I think in a lot of movies like this, um, well, in all the Jokers we've seen before, right? Um, kudos to Joaquin Phoenix and the filmmakers here for like actually coming up with a new take on the Joker. Like I thought they'd all been done pretty much, right? But they do come up with a really interesting take on the Joker, and it incorporates mental illness. Um, and I think all the Jokers we've seen up to now have been like they've been like, oh yeah, crazy, right? But it's like crazy like a fox, right? It's like um, the mental illness, Jack. You had the Jack Nicholson Joker, you had the Heath Ledger Joker, right? And these guys, like, no one doubts for a minute that Heath Ledger, like that his Joker, like, isn't, he's like, he knows exactly what's going on, right? He's like totally in control, and just like, he acts crazy all the time, right? But it's not, mental illness is debilitating, right? And we actually see that in this version of the Joker. He's seriously mentally ill, and it affects, you know, he's not, he's not charming. He's not, he doesn't have it all together, except his mental illness comes out as like a little quirk, right? That's what you see a lot in a lot of movies. I notice is like mental illness is like, it's just this. It's a little personality quirk, right? Like the main character has OCD, and we see like a couple of scenes, that are played for laughs, where oh, I'm OCD, oh, but but then they're perfectly normal in every other way, right? And it's like, or alcoholism and drug use. You see this a lot in movies where it's like that's like a personality quirk, right? Tony Stark is is an alcoholic. Oh, I'm such an alcoholic, but I don't lose any of my friends or family or my job or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine in every aspect of my life except that, oh, I have a drinking problem. Oh, look, I'm drinking. Oh no, right? Same with like Jessica Jones, right? She's got, oh, I'm such an alcoholic. But I can do my job just fine and function in life. And it's like, yeah. House was another example, right? He was addicted to drugs or whatever, but he can still like save all these people and do surgery with a pocket knife and whatever, right? Like, so I really enjoyed that depiction of mental illness as being like not as being actually debilitating, right? It's like he's not charming, he doesn't have all these friends. People see him as a freak basically all his life. No one wants to associate with him. Um, he's just this weird guy that lives down the hall, and people are like, oh. And yeah, that's how mental illness is. It's not like, it's not, oh, I'm a supermodel and I have all these friends and I drive a cool car, but I'm OCD. Oh, I've got to. Oh, we have to have a scene where I'm like, scrubbing my car handle before I touch it, or you know what I mean, like whatever. So that was really cool. That was a really good, cool aspect of this Joker portrayal, and you're not, the movie's a downer, by the way. Okay, if you're looking for like entertaining, it's a downer. There's not. I wouldn't even say there's any really comedic moments in this movie. Um, if there were, they're like super dark comedy, like I mean, it wasn't funny. It wasn't like ha ha funny. It was, um, you know, like he and like the Joker says in the movie, like I used to think my life was a tragedy. Now I think it's now I realize it's a comedy, right? And what he's basically saying there is like my life sucks so hard that you know I have to laugh at it, or you know what I mean, to deal with this crappy life I've been given. Like I have to see it as a comedy, otherwise, you know. Anyway, um, so yeah, so it was a good movie, and it also doesn't glorify, you're not meant to sympathize with the Joker, and he's not a sympathetic character at all. Um, you pity him a lot of times in the movie, um, and I guess there's a point in the movie where he, like I said, A and B are his like links to reality, and they get obliterated, and then he's just like, and then but there's this point in the movie where he finds himself, right? He kind of finds himself. He discovers, who he is, right? He's the Joker, right? And I think it's really well realized. But there's this point at the very end of the movie where he does sort of get that semi-triumphal moment, right? But again, it's not played as like, yay, he got his moment. And I took it, and maybe you guys have a different take on it, but like it felt to me like he's kind of like looking around, like, is this it? This is my moment of glory. This is all I am. Like this is all I am. I'm this figure to these people, and that's it, right? It's like I think he was kind of it was like his moment of glory, but like not the moment of glory he was hoping for. You know, I think it was disappointing to him in many ways, and and so even that, like, it's not. No one's gonna emulate the Joker, and it's sad that you know, that everything has to be political now. But it is what it is. At any rate, I liked the Joker. It was good. It was entertaining. It was thought. It made you think. Um, and what more do you want out of a movie, right? So don't listen to the critics. If you want to see this movie, go see this movie. And if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. Fine. But it's just a movie. That's all it is. It's entertainment. Okay? If you don't like this kind of entertainment, don't go see it. If you do, go see it. You'll like it. I enjoyed it. And I hope you do too. So anyway, that's my review of the Joker. I think I've said everything I need to say. So, take it easy. I love y'all. Thanks for your support. And I will see you all in the next video, baby.